Coming up, we'll tell you what we know about a crash in northern Sioux Falls where a car rolled onto its side.
Plus, a longtime Northwest Iowa tradition is back. We'll show you the celebration in Orange City. Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Authorities in Sioux Falls were kept busy last night with a crash in the northern part of the city. Shortly before 10, crews were called to the intersection of East 60th Street North and North Cliff Avenue for reports of a crash. Our news crew was able to capture this video of the scene.
Police were on scene directing traffic. One of the vehicles ended up on its side, and a sergeant with Sioux Falls Police tells us the crash happened after a car failed to stop at a stoplight and says that no one was hurt.
Take a good look at this surveillance video. Sioux Falls police are hoping someone will recognize the person in connection with a high-end alcohol burglary. Investigators say the suspect broke a glass door and stole 5 bottles of alcohol. Between the damage and stolen items, the value is estimated at $21,000.
Police also released surveillance video of a burglary at Roll and Smoke on 10th and Cleveland. If you recognize this person in the videos, call police. A 3-year-old who was injured after a rope accidentally tangled around her neck has died. Investigators say the accident happened at a daycare along South Solberg Avenue Monday evening. Police say the child was playing on the playground when the rope got tangled around her neck. Authorities say an investigation is ongoing. A 40-year-old Rapid City man who was associated with a youth camp at Thunderhead Falls is facing child pornography charges. Following a search warrant, investigators revealed child pornography linked to an account tied to Javier Moreno. Authorities arrested Moreno on charges of possessing, manufacturing, or distributing child pornography. Additional charges are pending. Turning to weather now, warmer temperatures on their way to KELOLAND for the weekend. But there is some rain coming along with them. Let's find out how much with meteorologist Scott Munt.
Yeah, we got some rain this morning across eastern, southeastern KELOLAND, and for some of us, already around 4/10, getting close to maybe a ½ inch of rainfall. This will come to an end as we go through the morning, and we'll start to see a decrease in cloud cover, and then we'll see what redevelops as we hit the afternoon and evening hours in eastern and southeastern KELOLAND. Otherwise, we are looking at temperatures today that probably hit the 60s and 70s, and I think those numbers should hold as we go through this coming weekend. But warmer temperatures will be here next week. We're talking 70s and 80s. More details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian coming up. Thank you, Scott. A longtime tradition is back in a northwest Iowa town. Last year, the Orange City Tulip Festival was canceled because of the pandemic. Now the 80th annual event is underway and it runs through tomorrow. You can find a schedule of events by heading to this story on KELOLAND.com. And new artwork is coming to the SculptureWalk tomorrow. There will be 62 new sculptures that will go up in downtown Sioux Falls. And along with the new artwork, this year comes with new leadership. SculptureWalk has entered into a professional services agreement with Washington Pavilion Management. The SDSU Jackrabbits make the trip to Frisco, Texas for the FCS National Championship game today. KELOLAND Sports Director Sean Bauer is also making the trip to Frisco for Sunday's contest. He'll bring you live reports beginning later today. We will have in-depth coverage in our Sports Zone Saturday, hear from players, coaches, and fans leading up to the championship game. He'll also bring you reaction and highlights Sunday night on KELOLAND News. That is a look at some of our top stories. Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather and looking at rain totals so far as of the 7 o'clock hour. Sioux Falls Airport closing in on 4/10 of an inch of rain, and some amounts are even heavier than that. I know Wakanda has well over a ½ inch of rain, so check out more details here throughout the morning. We'll give you information about those numbers as they come into the Storm Center. Here's a look at Futurecast, and you can see the remnant rain there in the southeast. I think a lot of that is going to be shifting into southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa between now and midday. Now, the afternoon forecast does have a couple of notable items that have come into play here. We've got a little risk of some marginal severe weather, mainly some hail with a couple of storms that could flare up late this afternoon. This depends on how much recovery we get in terms of some heating. We get into the low 70s. we might be able to spark a couple of those cells. And even Sioux Falls, not immune to that. It could be a possibility there, but I would say 20-30% chance. Southwest South Dakota also gets some evening rain showers there. The weekend forecast will likely flare back up in the southwest Saturday evening. Sioux Falls, well, I can't rule out a stray shower. I think for the most part it'll be a dry day on Saturday. And fair weather as well, especially for the Northeast. Sunday, we turn the page over and we're going to look at more rain developing in northern Nebraska. And I do think some of that rain will edge at least into southwest and south central South Dakota. Eventually, some of that could get into Sioux Falls Sunday afternoon. Most of the north, though, will stay dry as we get into the weekend. High today, 72 Mitchell, 73 our afternoon number there in Chamberlain. The 7-day forecast. So as we look at that weekend rain chance, again, it's kind of consolidated around late Sunday in Sioux Falls. And then Monday, Tuesday, warming up, upper 70s. And eventually we're going to prime the atmosphere for scattered thunderstorms. And the better chances of rain will actually come in after the 7-day, but the whole weather pattern is looking more favorable for rain in much of the plains. And the folks in the north, you'll be the last ones to get in on some of that. I do think the temperatures are going to ramp up above normal in Aberdeen. 80-degree weather by Tuesday, and in fact, Pierre also could be well into the low 80s by next week. So continue to watch for that as we really swing into full spring mode here in the 7-day forecast. Rapid City, too, good chance of rain on Sunday. Check out the details with our weather at KELOLAND.com.